Hey, it's Diego Viteri. Welcome to a new video, Viteri Boxing. Today I want to teach you the perfect cross. The cross is the straight right hand if you're orthodox and the straight left hand if you're southpaw. It's a powerful technique that you need to know. So I'm going to teach you the mechanics, the steps so you can have it a perfect punch. So let's begin. In order to have the perfect cross, you need to understand balance. Balance is the most important thing in boxing. So what I did is I put a jump rope on the floor, and this will help you to have a guide where you're going to step. So you don't step. If you step on the line and you're not having balance, even if the mechanics are perfect, you're not going to be able to generate power. So always make sure that you have balance. Balance means to have a line between the tip of your toe and the ankle, making sure that you bend your knees. And from here, we can walk forward to throw my cross. First, the lead leg is gonna be the one that steps forward, and then the rear leg has to follow. Always the rear leg has to follow. How much does it have to step? If this leg walks 20 centimeters forward, this one has to walk 20 centimeters forward. Always making sure it's the same amount of step. What I mean is that if you step your cross, you can't step too much and be with both legs at the same level. That will mean that you are losing balance and you can have a knockdown. The second thing is you can't leave it behind. If you leave it behind, you're too wide apart and you can't move appropriately. So make sure that when you are stepping, and if I'm stepping my cross, you're going to make sure that if you come back and you step, you are in the same position as you started. That's the most important thing, the same position as you started. So you start from here, I finish with my cross, I come back, I look at my feet, and they have to be the same width apart, okay? So now you understand balance. Now let's move into our hips and our upper body, how it has to move. Now you need to understand how to generate power into your cross. If you want to generate power comes from your hip rotation. So how can you make sure that you are rotating appropriately? If you walk, now you know how to walk. You're walking, and whenever you step, remember to step with the ball of the foot. You never step with the whole foot, okay? You're always going to step with the ball of the foot, and if you want to make sure you're doing the hip rotation, your knee is never going to be pointing forward. If I'm just pointing forward, my knee's pointing forward, it doesn't mean I'm involving all of my hip rotation. How can I make sure? Whenever my knee is inward. If my knee is inward, it will mean that my hip is rotated already, okay? So that's the most important thing. Hip rotation, knee inward, it will mean that my hip is involved in the movement. Now let's move into our shoulder and our upper body. So this is going to be, once we punch, we have to make sure to protect our chin. This is the most important part of our face that we have to protect, because in our chin we get knocked out. So from here, we're going to make sure that our shoulder is touching our chin. But your shoulder is never going to be looking to catch your chin, or your chin looking for your shoulder. They meet each other halfway, okay? They meet each other halfway. Don't leave any space between your chin and your shoulder. Once you're here, you're going to turn your thumb 45 degrees to make sure that you are landing with the two big knuckles, okay? Two big knuckles. And finally, you have to take your head out of the center line. So now that you have the line on the floor, you have to make sure that your head is on the other side. So if I punch with my right cross, my head is going to be in the left side, okay? And my hand, if you can see, my hand is forward. My rear hand is not longer in the side of my head, it's in front of my head, because I don't want to catch a straight shot from my opponent. Once you have that, you can generate power. You will avoid getting countered, and it's a perfect technique because you're landing with your two big knuckles. Even if you have the correct mechanics, it doesn't mean that you are going to land your cross. So in order to land your cross, you have to understand line of attacks. Once you are with your opponent in front of him, look at my rear leg or my shoulder where it's aligned. I can't land any of my punches because I'm just punching to his front or his lead arm. I'm not landing to his chin. I'm looking for his chin. So So I have to make sure that whenever I'm walking forward, I'm not walking in a straight line, I'm walking in a 45-degree angle. So I'm gonna walk my lead leg in a 45-degree angle, and then I'm gonna punch my cross, making sure my head is out of the center line. And from here, I have this pull noodle, so you can make sure that whenever you put it on the floor, I'm in front of their feet, okay? I'm in front of in the middle of their both legs. That will mean I'm landing him, I'm catching him completely squared. Okay, so make sure that you come from here, you're gonna be working, you're gonna be doing this drill with a pull noodle here, and you're gonna throw your cross, you're gonna make sure that you're gonna put it just in front of your rear leg, and if it's in the middle of their legs, it will mean that you are landing, you're catching him in between his guard. So that's a perfect punch. Remember that this type of exercises and this type of drills you will learn in my online courses in viteriboxing.com. We're not only going to be doing this drill, we're going to do a lot of different drills that they will help you to improve. They're complete classes. We're going to be doing warm-up together. We're going to do also functional training. We're going to do push-ups, some abs, some crunches, everything. We're going to do everything. And the most important thing is that you're not only going to learn how to box, you're going to get in shape mentally and physically. So that's the most important thing. And okay, now that's the first way that you can punch your opponent, getting into his chin. And the second way is once you're here, you can also go outside from him. You go outside, and from here you can just land to your opponent, because you're basically catching his punch from this position or from this angle. Once you have this, once you understand lines of attack, you're in a completely different level from most people. Thanks for watching my video. I hope this class was useful. Remember to work on these drills. This will help you a lot to have the perfect cross. Make sure to have the pull noodle, you have a pair of shoes, and a jump rope. It's really easy, but you have to make sure that you're working slow progress. Slow progress, it's not a race. You don't have to rush. You don't have to rush and just punching the heavy bag or just shadow boxing as fast as you can, making sure that every single detail is on point. And remember to go on viteriboxing.com. I'm going to help you to get each of these details completely perfect. I'll be telling you everything. If you are doing something wrong, I'll be telling you, please turn more your hip, turn more your thumb has to be 45-degree angle. Okay, let's go to the push-up position. We're going to be doing a whole class, and you will love it. I'm sure that you completely love it. I'll see you in viteriboxing.com. Remember to subscribe, to share with other people so they can also learn the art of human chess. Remember, this is a new martial art. We have color belts to know where is your progress in this martial journey. Once you're boxing, you don't know really, if you knock someone, you don't know really how good you are by just knocking someone out. This is a self-improvement journey. So this is a martial art, this is human chess, this is the art of boxing. I'll see you in viteriboxing.com.